Hello, Badrie. How are you?
Hi, Natalie. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm excited for this one. So I don't know anything about this topic. This is all new information for me as well. So even I'm a migrant. I'm from the UK, and the finance situation and the investments and property and everything in Australia is very confusing for me as well. And so I know that so many people out there are going to be a little bit confused, unsure, or they don't know what their options are. So I'm really excited today to get your advice and learn more about what you do and learn more about your story as well.
Yeah. So good afternoon, everyone. So I am Badrie. I'm I'm a finance specialist and an advocate for financial freedom. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you, Natalie, for giving me the opportunity, because I do understand how migrants feel. I migrated to Australia as well, and I understand the struggle they feel when they have to navigate their way into the Australian system. So my career started 18 years ago in banking, and then my passion to finance has led me to open my own business as a mortgage broker. I found myself working in banking, found myself straight away helping customers, giving them options and direct them to the best ability to something that is best for their needs. So I decided to take it as a job.
Perfect. And do you mind me asking where you migrated from and how long have you been in Australia?
Okay, so I migrated with my mum and two siblings. So that was in 1996.
Yeah, wow, cool.
Yeah, so we migrated from Lebanon.
Yeah, okay.
So we came here, and then the struggle was really was huge for us, especially that my mum didn't know any bit of English, so never had any English, even us, all three of us. So we had to start from scratch, learning the language and start navigating ourselves into the even going to school was a struggle for us at the beginning, because we didn't know where to go or how to start. I mean, in current, at the moment it's easier, but back then it was a bit hard.
I can imagine. So you've learned so much, you've done so much to be where you are today and progressed and developed and learned. That's incredible. Absolutely amazing. And so now is it a mortgage and lending specialist that you are?
That's correct. Yes.
Yes.
So I am specialist in lending. So I do help clients with buying their own property. I also have experience in business lending, self-managed fund lending, car loan, personal loan, a big variety of things.
Yeah, perfect. And I know that you're really passionate about helping people from overseas to understand. And you said a financial freedom advocate, which I love. I love that. So can you just tell me a little bit about the challenges that new migrants, I say new, but it could be, 9, 10, 12 years, but the challenges that migrants face in Australia with their understanding and how they can learn to be more financially free.
So there is a lot of first of all, when you migrate to Australia, you don't know, you just have to ask someone to direct you, because you don't know what you need to do. So first of all, you open an account. Obviously, you start to navigate, ask questions, and find your way. So what I advise, if you are a new migrant, find out. There is a lot of new migrant support communities where you can have access to resources, speak to someone. They can help you, direct you to what you need to do when you first come into Australia.
Yeah, perfect. I might ask Badrie for some links of those resources, and like the people that can help you. We'll pop them up with the replay, because I don't even know that. And obviously, if anyone's watching, and if you have a question, or if you're watching the replay, just if you comment on on the live with a question, we will see it, and we'll Badrie will do her best to help you. So I guess I don't even know what questions to ask you, Badrie. This is all new information for me. So I'm learning as well. So I guess if someone has been here for a while and they are thinking about property, they're thinking about, a mortgage, even if they just want to start thinking about it, but they know it's going to be in the future, what would be the steps that they should take to make sure that they have the deposit, the paperwork, and everything that they need in Australia?
Okay, so first of all, to buy property in Australia, you have to be permanent resident or Australian citizen. So you cannot be you can't be on a student visa to buy property unless if you have a partner that is a permanent resident. So this is the struggle that some of the new migrants faces here in Australia. And so what I advise them to do is look at their income and their expenses. So they have to start to check what they can, what's important, what's not important, and start to find a better way for them to save money. So what I advise my client generally is to follow a rule which is called 50-30-20 rule. So the 50-30-20 rule allows them to divide their income. So into 50% of their income goes to their expenses, their their essential expenses like bills, rent, groceries, and so on. 30% of the expenses can go towards their entertainment, because I do understand, like, you want to work, you've been working all week, you want to enjoy your life at the end of the week. You don't want to just put all your money into savings and then feel like and because it's a long term thing to start saving, you would lose the passion, love, or to
momentum.
Yeah. And so you have to, I feel it's, if you go 30% for entertainment and then 20% for savings. This saving can be done straight. So 20% of your wages can go directly to a saving account, where you could start saving for anything you want, whether it's a goal, whether buying a house, or even for emergency funds, because we do understand that sometimes there is some emergencies that can happen, and you don't want to go and get a personal loan or get a credit card just to, overcome this emergency. So I do advise them to follow a strategy or for budget, so they can save for a deposit, for example. Also with the deposit, if you are looking to buy a property, there is government grants and government schemes that they can access in Australia. So that varies depending on your state. So New South Wales has a different strategy than Victoria, than Queensland, and so on. So there is like the family guarantee scheme, where it allows you to have 5% deposit and 15%. You can have 5% deposit and 15% can be guaranteed by the government, which allows you to go into the property market. For example, if someone is a single parent, they can have 2% deposit, and the government can guarantee that the rest for them to go into the property market. There is some conditions to this, so there is conditions and limit and restriction in terms of wages, but we can, if anyone wants to know more, they can contact me, and then I can,
that's Okay, that's great. I've never heard of that. I feel like there's probably a lot of government schemes and grants available that people don't know about. Absolutely. That's amazing. And so obviously with the rental crisis, with the cost of housing, etc., can you tell us what the average at the moment percentage of deposit is? So if someone wants to buy,
in dollars,
I guess in percent would be the best.
So you're in general, to get into the property market, you need 5% deposit, but that doesn't allow, like, so 5% deposit is the minimum. But if you want it to be comfortable, it's better if you have a 20% deposit of the purchase price. However, if you go for 5% deposit, the bank will accept your application, but you will need to pay lender's mortgage insurance. So that could be a huge amount of money. So sometimes it's better if you do have a good deposit before going into this. Another thing on this is some professions, they have exemption for lender's mortgage insurance. So such as doctors, dentists, accountants, nurses, they can have their lender mortgage insurance waived with some lenders.
Oh wow! Okay, that's good. A profession was going to be my question. So, as we know, with a lot of the community, a lot of migrant professionals at the beginning of their Australian journey, they might have done different jobs until they got their stable job. How long would they need to be with an employer in order to get the mortgage?
That can vary depending on on the lender. We go. So this is the depends on the mortgage. So the mortgage broker have access to a wide range of lenders. So when we have a customer comes in with this example that you just gave me, Natalie, I have access to a wide range of lenders where I can navigate and find which lender would suit this client. So there is some lenders that they do accept 2 weeks employment.
Wow. Okay. Okay, good. And I guess one of the things I'm thinking about now is a lot of the people I work with, they send money home. So when you're talking about, the 50, 30, 20, where would that money, the percentage of money that they send home to their families, come from when they are still trying to, save for a deposit for a house in Australia? Could you give someone some advice about budgeting and saving, based on their income, saving for the deposit, but also have to send money home to their families overseas? How could they navigate that?
I would say they have to think about, like, so for example, we said 50, 30, 20, right? They either have to take the money from the 30%, which is the entertainment, because they can't touch their essential. The essential is something like we can't really play with. They either have to take that from their their
Oops. I'll just have a chat. I'm not sure what happened, but she will be back. I think she's got cut off for a second. Hi, I don't know anything about this topic. I'm learning as well. So, I came from Scotland about 11 years ago, and I'm still learning about everything about finance in Australia, including superannuation, because obviously we don't have as much superannuation as other people who are born in Australia. So that's going to be my next question as well. And, budgeting when the cost of living is is high is quite difficult as well for us at the moment. Hi, Hibisque. I don't know. Do you have any questions that we could answer? Hibisque, why I'm here chatting about something? She'll be back. This happens sometimes. So in terms of, budgeting and finance, it's very difficult for me and for people. Here, here she is.
I'm not sure
Hello.
what happened.
That's okay. I was just talking, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I can see you. I can see you talking, but there was nothing for me. I can't hear anything.
That's all right. That's okay. It's happened. It's not the first time it's happened. Budgeting. Yeah, budgeting when you're sending money home.
Yeah, so I would say so you could sacrifice a little bit on your 30% entertainment or on your savings. So this is the only two areas that you could play around. It's very important when you're budgeting to look at things like subscriptions. A lot of the time we end up paying so much for subscriptions that it's a big amount of money. Like if we do add it towards like a full year, it could be a lot of money. So that could be something that they have to probably check and see where they can save to be able to increase their either their savings or be able to send money overseas.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. I love that. And it's hard with the cost of living right now, but hopefully it's, worth it. One of the other questions I have, which I just mentioned when you got cut off, is about superannuation. Yeah. So I know that that's one of the services you offer as well. And obviously, if we've migrated here, we have significantly less super than an Australian person. So how, if we are committed to Australia, this is our new home, what can people do in order to top their super up, in order to, catch up, to make sure that they have enough super for in retirement?
Yeah, so there is something called super contribution. So you could put some percentage of your income to go straight into your superannuation account. But that again, it depends on your goals, like what you want to do. If you're looking to buy a property for yourself and for your family, then that would not really work for you at this time. So it's something to think about when you're really established, when you've established your life, you've already have made what you need to do, as in buying a house, or what you have to do financially for your life now, and then think about retirement later on, because you can always work towards your retirement. It's not late to work on your retirement. There's a lot of strategies in regards to retirement. There's self-managed super funds where they can invest and so on, but this is something that they have to have a professional advice about, which I can't give at the moment. So so there is a lot of things. They have to look into it carefully.
Perfect. I like that, because I feel like we always read, oh, you must top up your super, or you must focus on your retirement. But you're saying, what's the goal? What's the current goal? If the current goal is to get on the property market, you can focus on that later. I really like that. Okay, so I guess there might be some people who have a house, they have a mortgage, but because of the mortgage rates and the cost of living, they don't have any money left. All they're doing is paying their mortgage right now with very, very little money. What would you say to those people in terms of budgeting, investments, or anything like that to get on their feet so that they have more income, disposable income?
Yeah, so first thing they have to do is they have to check if they have a good interest rate. So generally most of the lenders, they give when you are with them for quite some time, they don't you are able to get a better rate somewhere else, which is close to 0.25 or sometimes more percent less than the current lender. So that could help you obviously pay off your loan quicker, because you already your repayment will be less than what it is at the moment. And then again, they have to adapt some sort of strategy in terms of their budgeting. So they could, for example, check their insurances. If their insurances are like, they've got the best rates for the insurance. They've got the best rate for utility bills. They've got the best rate for, again, subscription. I mean, I'm a big advocate about, like, getting rid of your subscriptions, because it adds a lot. There is a lot of things they can look into, like even phones. Like I've seen customers come to me with a big, huge phone bill. They don't even need, like, you could have a phone and pay prepaid $30 a month, for example. There is a lot of things that can budget on.
And would you suggest something like a spreadsheet to keep track of it? Is that what you would suggest to your clients? Like an Excel spreadsheet to track finances?
Yeah, I do have like a spreadsheet that we can offer to clients to find out, like, to track their savings first of all, and then see where they can look, what parts of their budgeting they have to look to reduce, or to check if they can get a better rates and other places with other programs.
Perfect. And I'm going to ask you a tricky question. Well, I mean, it's not tricky. It's just one that is new. You talked about at the beginning financial freedom. If there's anyone watching the replay who maybe isn't financially free for whatever reason, maybe women, maybe a younger person, and they want to have more, independence over their finances, what steps should they take?
First of all, they have to think of if they have any debts, how they can get rid of these debts. Like there is a like, probably work an extra job, extra part-time job, so they can pay off this debt, because it's very important. It's very important when we're taking on any debt to understand how we're gonna pay this debt back. A lot of people, like younger people especially, they take on a car loan or they take on a credit card, and they spend it on things that they're not really important, but then they realize later on that they have to pay this amount back, and they struggle. So it's very important to always educate yourselves before you go into any loan, to know the terms and conditions, to know, like, for example, credit cards, how long do you have until you pay this credit card before you pay interest on this credit card. So it's very important, if you have goal to reach financial freedom, I advise not to go to any debt if you can, but obviously a lot of the times you can't, some circumstances. So I advise that you do have a plan on how to pay off this debt as quickly as possible.
Perfect. And that's about it. Is there anything else you'd like to say to anyone watching, like any advice or any other bits of information that you think might be helpful that I haven't asked yet?
Well, pretty much you've asked like most of the things that I was really planning to talk about today. However, if anyone wants to have a chat to me or reach out or ask any questions, they can ask on the chat, or me and Natalie can help reply back to them.
I can't tell you about finance, but I can tag Badrie.
I'm ready to answer any question.
Perfect. And can you just tell us what your services are if anyone does want help with this in the future?
Yeah. So I help clients with home loan, whether it's a first home, investment loan. Also help with commercial loans. So if they want to buy a commercial property, for example, to open their business. Also business loans. So if you are starting a business and you need funding, that's something we can help with.
Mm-hmm.
Self-managed super funds, like what you said. So if you have a good 200, 300 thousand in your super, you could buy an investment property
Mm-hmm.
with your renovation and build your super from there.
Yeah.
I do offer personal loans.
Mm-hmm.
And car loans and so on. So there is a wide variety of options available.
Perfect. That's good to know. Good to know. Well, thank you so much. If
Thank
no
you.
one's got any questions, that's it. But yeah, as Badrie said, if you've got any questions, whenever you can just comment, and we will answer you. Or I'm sure if you want to connect with Badrie on LinkedIn as well, you can do that. You've also got an Instagram page called Finance with Badrie, which I can tag, and she shares some tips and things like that. About budgeting and finance and that type of thing on Instagram, which is really helpful. So you should check that out as well.
All right. Thank you, Natalie, for having me today.
No worries. Thank you. I've learned some stuff as well, to be honest. I'm like, okay, good to know. 30, 50, 30, 20. That's great. Oh, hang on. Louisa, is it better to take a variable rate or a fixed rate?
Well, in the current financial situation that we are in at the moment, the variable rate is better than the fixed rates, especially because the fixed rate is very high than the variable rate. When we were during the lockdown, like a couple of years ago, the fixed rate was much better than the variable rate. So I would say the variable rate is better at the moment.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, is that okay, Louisa? Did you have any follow-up questions before we go? I think that's okay.
There is a lot of things you can talk about in mortgage. Like it's a lot of information. So if you need anything, just reach out to me.
Yeah, that would be good. It's quite overwhelming. It's a topic that my brain just doesn't really fully comprehend. It doesn't understand it enough. But I want to become more financially free. So it's I love that, financial freedom advocate. So yeah, I'm definitely I've taken some things from this as well. All right, good, Louisa. All right, well, if you have any follow-up questions, how can we contact you? LinkedIn. If you go to her LinkedIn, is your website listed, I guess, on your LinkedIn, or can she send you a LinkedIn message?
Yes, so I always check my LinkedIn, as well as they can message me on Instagram. And I'm happy to like whenever like they wanted to, like if they want to have a chat one-to-one, to give them a call, and then we can ask we can have a conversation over the phone.
There we go. So Louisa, if you want to send Badrie a LinkedIn message, and then you can connect and organize how you'll have a chat. Good stuff. That's great. Any more questions, you can just comment. And Badrie will be very happy to help you. So thank you so much again. And thank you so much for everyone who's joining us and who's watching the replay. The replay will also be available on YouTube with subtitles very, very soon. So Badrie can share it if she wants to as well. All right. So thanks, everyone. I'll speak to you all soon.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.